Okay, I just want to give you a quick setup for today's video. This is one of 13 or 14 videos I shot at the 2026 Blade Show. And the Bible verse for this whole series is Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 10. If the axe is dull and one does not sharpen the edge, then he must use more strength, but wisdom brings success. Welcome back to Survival on Purpose coverage of the 2026 Blade Show. And one of the reasons I like coming to these shows is to get to run in to see people that I haven't seen in years. Man,
yeah, you're too kind, Brian.
And so Joe Price, my Irish buddy here, and he's working now with Helle Knives.
Yeah, I am indeed. There's a product developer now. It's been a long journey since we first met.
Yeah.
And it's a pleasure to be in the video for a start. Thanks for coming to talk to us. I find your Blade Show coverage some of the best around.
I just remember I was telling him, I remember you gave me, you were working with another company, you gave me a Maura Darburg shirt that, like, I don't know, that was 15, 20, 12 years ago, about 12 years ago.
Yeah.
I still got it. I use it mostly to clean my glasses with now because it's kind of worn out.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah,
we can fix that.
But you've been around the old knife industry for decades now.
It's been a bit, yeah.
And, you're from Ireland.
I am indeed. I am from Ireland.
Now you live in Sweden?
I am indeed. I live in Sweden, just on the Norwegian border. So I'm actually closer to these guys than I am to, say, Stockholm there.
Okay, yeah.
So it helps out nice because Helle's still doing an awful lot of development in hand, you know, so you still got to visit the factory, talk to the guys, feel stuff out. So it helps being that side of the border, you know.
And they're obviously their sweet spot is traditional Scandinavian style knives.
They definitely do it the best, yeah.
Which have been in actual use for literally hundreds of years. So these are designs which people didn't just create to sell a knife. These are designs that people used to live their life with.
They did, yeah.
And still do in many cases.
They do, and that was what actually made me a bit nervous as a designer coming in, because you're taking a shape that's been, or a brand and a knife that's been shaped by hundreds of years of generational use, and then you know, naturally you want to bring that a little bit forward. But thankfully Helle's now on their, possibly people may misquote this, but like second generation of owners, possibly even third generation of owners, all family owned all the way down. And now this generation is trying to do some different things within the range, but still keeping that Scandinavian heritage.
So we got a couple to look at here.
Yeah. So I think this is maybe one of the ones that people would be more traditionally used to when coming from a Scandinavian knife, a stick tang. This one's the Arv.
And these, what I always like about these knives is they're really lightweight.
They're unbelievably lightweight.
And the handle is really, it's super comfortable.
It is.
Like I say, this is designed literally over years of use. Trial and error and see what works in this.
And the experience in the factory. I mean, there's an awful lot of controversy in the knife world at the moment about, as I'm sure you see, about stuff being handmade, but really it's only touched two hands in the factory to count as handmade. So people navigate around that handmade stamp that way.
Right.
But Helle is still all handmade in the factory, start to finish. It's human hands, the whole process in Norway.
That's cool.
And
that's really
it's
cool.
very rare, I think, in this day and age to say something that is completely handmade, but at this price point. You know, that's
nice. For sure. Because I've seen some handmade knives here this weekend that you could buy a car for. And not that they're not nice knives, but you know, I mean,
that's it. But everybody's on a budget. We all work for $1, and I'm a collector of knives too, and I don't mind dropping high-end money to build out my collection. But sometimes you just need a user, but you still want that user to be good and functional.
And so this is stick tang. If you're a full tang person, I get it, but bear in mind, these things have been literally, people survive with these things for a long time. So and when you're talking about Scandi grind, that's where Scandi grinds came from.
It is. That's where they came from.
Really cool.
And they're always razor sharp out of the box. Always.
Yeah, and that's something I've said in so many videos, because I had a couple knives that weren't I reviewed, and I get these comments, any idiot knows you're supposed to have to sharpen the new knife. I was like, now apparently a lot of people didn't get that message.
Yeah, it is. Well, unfortunately, I mean, such as the sign of modern times, an awful lot of automation will get a knife to a point of sharpness, and then it is sent out into the world. But at Helle, it's still all hand ground. I mean, if you follow them on social media, you'll see every day the same guy in the factory putting the same edge on the knife. And until it's as sharp as he wants it, it doesn't go.
And these knives are somewhere around the $100 mark?
Yeah, they're all around the $100 mark there. So discounts at the show if you're
if you're at the show. So, but if this is a traditional size, traditional style, but you know me. And by the way, cool. I always like the Finnish or Scandinavian style sheaths. And they're made in house too, right?
Yeah, they're all made in house as well. Yeah, so they're all under one roof. a very small factory on the west coast in a beautiful Norwegian fjord just there in
Are
Holmendal.
the reindeers grazing outside?
Yeah, that's it. And like some of the people that work in the factory are still farmers, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they get to make the knife and then it goes home with them and then they figure out, is it working or is it not
That's
working?
cool.
And then, well, for those who are into kind of a full tang design, this is the Nord part of the Nord series. This is the Nord lease, which means Northern Lights. And it came from, I'll actually give you a bit of history on it. Can you show me that Laplander there? So this is a traditional leiku that's been in Helle's lineup for a long time. It's a knife from the north, known as a Laplander. So, I mean, it's a very traditional knife used up there, but it is a stick tang.
This size, ladies, traditional?
That's kind of a standard one up there.
Standard. That's my kind of place right there.
It is. I mean, well, here, look, you're dealing with minus 30 temperatures and everything else.
Yeah.
And you need your knife to kind of do everything. But the one thing they're not doing up there is maybe stuff that you and I would do, would be battening hard wood and, you know, maybe wanting to make pot hangers and traps and primitive stuff.
Yeah.
So naturally, this blade has its limitations. So Jan Stefan and the Helle team all sat down and said, right, we need to design something for guys like us to use that keeps that traditionalness. And then they came up with the Nord series, and this is the mid-sized one in that range.
That's cool.
It is.
I like this, by the way, stick tang or not.
Stick tang or not, exactly.
That's
like
a cool
all
knife.
knives. If you know how to use them, they're not a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, this is really cool.
And then you have its bigger brother there.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, look at that. So, and this is like, what, it's about an 1/8 inch, I'd say?
Yeah, 3.5 there, 3, yeah.
And then,
I mean, naturally, for all the guys that are on Reddit, these knives start off as stock, but there's going to be some minor fluctuations.
Sure, yeah.
We can't really say it's 5 mil on the nose because they are all hand ground. So,
but the balance is great. And the fit and finish on these things it is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, you can tell that somebody cares that made this knife.
That's it.
And sharp spine, you know, I like that. That will scrape right there.
Oh, it is. They get with a pour on it really, really well.
Scandi grind.
Yep. And the interesting thing about it is that the Helle team really kind of brought this handle in because a Leica was naturally designed to be worn with mitts.
Yes, big handle on that first one.
Yeah, so you got this extra space, but then borrowing a little step from the axe world, you can then choke back on this 3 fingers and just really get some momentum behind that blade.
And I noticed that little small black liners looks like. Or is that just
tiny little liners in there just to give it a bit of stability, help it bond to the handle.
What kind of wood is that?
That's curly birch, and or Mesur birch is the tree that it comes from. And it's a very interesting wood to work with. Most people in the knife world would see these mad stabilization tanks that you're pumping like cactus juice would be a brand into it. But these are all just basically like an axe handle. They're treated with linseed oils and natural oils in barrels that are like 30, 40 years old at the factory, all whiskey barrels. They're all just tumbled and tumbled.
Yeah.
So there's nothing in this handle, besides a bit of boiled linseed oil, that's too bad for the environment or too bad for the workers at the factory.
Yeah, and it's traditional.
It is. They keep it as traditional as possible.
Yeah.
And then now we've started adding some natural things to the mixture. We're getting beautiful finishes like this on their folders.
Oh,
so that's still curly birch, but it's air dyeing process, you know.
So we got a folder with a reversible pocket clip, back lock. And man, that is just a beautiful knife.
Yeah, it's a nice little step that they've taken into bringing that traditionalness to the fore. You know, in a world of micarta and Cerakote, it's nice to have something traditional.
It is. And you don't see a lot of folders with Scandi grinds.
No, people are afraid of
There's a few out there, but you don't see many. And it's such a good edge shape for working. I mean, really, it's
agreed.
It cuts like it's supposed to cut. And it's easy to keep sharp. You've already got a big long bevel there to guide you. You don't have to figure it out.
Yeah. And it goes all the way to the edge of the scale, so it gives you that bit of extra cutting space. You're not losing that little bit to the shoulders.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, it is. It's very, very nice. But I have an exclusive.
An exclusive. Uh-oh.
Leo, Brian,
check this out.
And your viewers. So Helle naturally wanted to introduce more into their hunting line because they're traditional hunting knives, so they're pretty big. But they wanted a kind of a bird and trout knife, classic 50s American style. So this is the first project I've got to work on where I've been designing it, going down to the factory. This is not the sheath, this is the Viking sheath, but this is the Voga.
Yeah.
And
you designed this one, right?
Yeah, keeping
That's
with
cool.
the tradition of Helle's naming things. Naturally, I live in Sweden, they're Norwegian, and Voga is a word that translates both ways. It's when fish rise out of the water, that little splash that comes up. So that's what it is there, the Voga. A nice little bird and trout.
Got a little finger groove choking up there.
Yeah. Nice little full handle.
It is a really nice knife.
Yep. And I wanted to come at it with the intention of not just being a bird and trout knife where you're just taking 8 fish and just gutting them and getting them ready to go home, or maybe jacketing a deer. An awful lot of what I do outside of designing knives is like primitive skills and wilderness skills and bushcraft. And they want to be able to use the whole animal. So they just needed something a bit more precise. So I figured if I can make something precise enough that you could take the ligaments and different stuff out of the animal, well, then it'll work for the more heavier stuff that you needed to do.
That's what a 3.5 inch blade.
Yeah, 3 and a bit there. You know, and then
he's still stuck in that metric system. So
yeah. I balance both. It's our little rebellion, you know what I mean? But then also as well, we don't know what the handle material is going to be just yet on it. So
this is a prototype.
That's the only one of them.
The only one in the world, and you saw it here first.
There you go. First channel to see it. And then also, Brian, I got a gift for you. And I just want to say a big thank you for all you do for the community, all you do for the knife world.
Oh, sure.
No, those Saturday videos, I've even been watching them. And this is just a little gift from me and
Are you
Helle.
Serious?
Just for yourself. Yeah, I had to sky it off.
Thank you.
Picked it out myself. No, thank you for all you do. I genuinely mean that.
So, eat your heart out. I'm sorry. But, so look at this, man. Oh, wow, look at that.
There you go.
Ooh-wee. Okay, well, thank you again, Joe. Thanks for taking a minute, man.
Thanks for making the dream
they're
come true.
slammed here and selling knives. This is a consumer show, so people are buying stuff here, which hopefully they're buying a lot of stuff from you because it's really good stuff.
That's it. Boot 544. Come check us out.
yeah. And if other than that, Helle.com.
There you go.
There you go. And also, there actually a U.S. distributor is who?
Liberty Mountain.
Liberty Mountain, U.S. distributor. LibertyMountain.com. Is that right?
LibertyMountain.com.
Okay. He's a ham. He had to be on video. Thanks for watching Survival on Purpose coverage of the 2026 SHOT Show. And SHOT Show, Blade Show. And remember, survival is not an accident, so be prepared. See you next time.